Hey everyone, Social Solipsist here for another episode of 52 and 52 Season 2. And this week I am doing yet another short video. I'm taking a look at Oh Sir, the Insult Simulator. I'm doing another short video because, as with last week, I'm still in the process of rebuilding my computer with where the CPU blew up and took out my SSD with it. It's 90% of the way there, but it's not 100%. So um, I'm still doing some easier things to do right now. But anyway, on to the show. Oh Sir, the Insult Simulator was actually recommended to me by a couple of people. I am not entirely sure why. Let's get into that real quick. Basically, it's what it says on the tin. It's not a simulator. Obviously, it's a simulator in that's the thing that you say these days on your game that doesn't really fit into a genre because it's mimetic or whatever else. On the plus side, it does have an interesting visual style and everything like that. I believe this developer has made more than one game with this visual style, and whether it appeals to you or not is you can go one way or another on it. But it's certainly unique, and it's not it's memorable, and I think it's kind of pleasant and goofy and fun. Generally speaking, the game is put together very well. I haven't had any bugs. I didn't have any other issues to complain about. The quality of, again, the visuals is great, but also the audio quality of the line delivery is about as good as you could ask for a basically a small indie game that is based on piecing together phrases. It's a little bit stilted, obviously, because when you're piecing together thousands of lines of dialogue, like 3 words at a time, it's going to sound a little bit stilted. But that's neither here nor there. The line delivery itself is well done. All of that said, the initial premise is pretty boring. It's just not that compelling. It's fun for a couple of laughs. If I played it when I was drunk, I'd probably have had a better time. But at the end of the day, you're basically just it's a similar to a board game or a card game or a board game, something like Cards Against Humanity or something like that, where you're essentially piecing together parts of things to get the best the best output that you can, and that's the extent of the gameplay. And admittedly, I paid I think like $1.50 for this, so I don't have too much to complain about. But honestly, I didn't even make it 30 minutes into this game. At the end of the day, it's not a quick game. It takes a while to get through the rounds. I don't know how they could have sped that up, frankly, but it just feels slow. And I don't know whether they could have added another aspect to it to making it a little more interesting or something like that, but it's sort of, there's a little bit of tactics involved, but beyond that, there's not a whole lot to go on. Furthermore, most of the content is it basically falls into one of 3 categories for the building of the insults. It's either references to Monty Python or similar stuff like that, or it's references to a variety of pop culture things. I think you'll see in this footage a few of those. Or it's just body humor, which is not, it has its place, but when those are the 3 things that make up 95% of the content, I don't want to say it doesn't, it doesn't stand on its own 2 feet or anything like that, but there's a shortage of content, and the amusement is pretty quickly brought to an end. It gets old pretty fast. That's what I'm trying to say very poorly. But yeah, that's basically my feelings on the game as a whole. I actually tried to. This is the first game I've ever tried to Steam refund, because even at $1.50, I was like, this is just. It just makes me sad to play this. They denied it. They denied my request, even though I'd only played 26 minutes because it was past the 2-week limit that they've set out. Although, blah-de-blah, I could go on about consumer protections in the United States compared to other countries like Australia, where Steam is currently being sued up the wazoo for failing to conform to their consumer protection laws. But that's another story entirely. Anyway, yeah, unless what you see in this footage really appeals to you, I can't, in good faith, recommend this. It does have a multiplayer. You can go head to head. So conceivably, if you got really drunk with friends, it could probably be fun. But again, I think even then the novelty would wear off quickly. But anyway, that's that. Hopefully by next week I will be back with a bigger, more full-fledged game, a more full-fledged review. That is my aim. We'll see what happens. It's been a mess of a week, or a bit more than a week. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I have been the Social Solipsist. This has been 52 in 52, if I can get those words out of my mouth without flubbing them. And I will see you guys next time.